All right, back again in the future memory making thing. So now today, this video, I'm gonna talk about the idea of levels of awareness. So in every place, in every business, there are different levels of employees and the structure of the business. And it doesn't really matter if you're working in any kind of business, they all have kind of a hierarchy. So you're starting at one place and you're going to the next place. Well, all of the people that are starting at the lowest level of the business have a certain awareness. They know what they know, but they have no idea what it takes to be, let's say, the CEO of the business, right? Because they haven't been there. They don't know what that looks like. They have no awareness of what that is. So what happens in businesses oftentimes is that there is this, when people jump to different levels of awareness in their job, they forget that the people who started wherever they were quite some time ago, they forget where they're at in their level of awareness and their level of understanding. And so they get frustrated because they're saying, hey, if you just do this, 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 and this, then you'll get to my level and we'll all be happy campers. And the people at their bottom are like, oh, easy for you to say because you're living in that. Because the people at that bottom level don't understand that they can get to that. There's no big deal. They can. They just have to think it through and make some decisions there. But they're living in their own level of awareness. And what's happened is that as the other person who is operating at a higher level of awareness, they have forgotten those lower levels of awareness because they've seen bigger, brighter things. They have looked into new opportunities. But in order, so this is kind of a picture of that levels of awareness. So this person knows, let's say this person knows how to make $10,000 a month, and this person only knows how to make $1,000 a month, right? So they look at this person and they're like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Like, there's no way I could do that, right? But this person up here is like, you could totally do that. I did it, whatever. And so they're pushing and they're pushing and they're pushing, but they're pushing from their perspective up here as opposed to this person's perspective up here. They're not recognizing that this person hasn't gotten here yet. So what they have to do is come alongside this person and say, okay, let me show you how, and we'll do it step by step by step by step, and we'll get you there, right? But they can't just say, get up here. Don't just jump. Now, some people are going to jump levels faster just because they are more open to learning new things. They're more open to those concepts. But sometimes it's going to take people quite a while to catch the same level of awareness and or vision that this person up here has, right? So this is your job as the vision caster, is to connect this level of awareness with this level of awareness. You have to bring this person up to this level of awareness. And the only way that you're going to do that is by going back to the lesson that we had before, and continually, I'm trying to find the right picture here. They have a picture in their mind of what they understand. They have a picture painted of what life looks like. It looks like the $1,000 mark, right? Their belief system matches that picture. And so that's how they are operating down here. But your job is to help them to do these 4 steps so that you can bring them up to your level of awareness where you're making $10,000 a month, right? How do you do that? Age-old question. How do I get my team on board? You begin to fill them with ideas of possibility from where they are. Small bites, tiny bites. You begin to understand what speaks to them, what creates a positive emotion in them. Not just the picture, your vision, because they have their own vision of the thing that they want. You have to figure out what their picture is. I mean, this is where the hard work comes into play. You have to be in tune with your people in order to help them shift their picture and to cast the vision. Because you can cast your vision all day long, but they are never gonna connect with it because you're casting your vision on this level of awareness. But they're down here. If you cast your vision up here all day long, all day long, all day long, ooh, the only way that they're going to see it is if they're open to that vision and they start bringing themselves up. But for you as a leader, you have to connect with them where they are and then begin to bring them up. But here is my cautionary tale. You cannot connect with them where they are and sit here. If you are connecting with them in a pain point, for instance, if you are connecting with them in a pain point, you cannot sit in the pain point because that will never guide them to a higher level of awareness outside that pain point. You must recognize, okay, this is where they're at. I get that. But now let me help them come up here where I am. Let me show them a better way. Let me give them new levels of awareness from my perspective and understand where they are from their perspective. You have to know your people if you want to cast a vision. You have to know what speaks to them. When I was teaching school and we were teaching reading, I didn't make my students read books that did not speak to them. I didn't make my students read books that had no meaning for them at all. I wanted them to have a feeling of excitement and enthusiasm about reading. And so I spoke to them in their language from where they were. If I had a little boy who really loved motorcycles, then I found books on motorcycles, right? I didn't give him Better Homes and Gardens, which might have excited me, because that would not create the same vision. I mean, where was I going? I wanted him to be able to read. I don't care what he read. I just wanted him to be able to read. So I found a way that spoke to him, and I cast the vision of reading through his own perspective from the place where he was so that he would grab a hold and want to be part of that reading freight train. Right? You have to know your people. It is super, super important because that is where you are, and then you must know where you're going. Okay, that one's done.